Saltscape is defined as an area of mid-Cheshire which extends along the Weaver Valley from Frodsham in the north through the salt towns of Northwich, Winsford and Middlewich in the south. It's a unique area in terms of the wildlife habitats that are created by the canals and rivers and the landscape which was once industrial, which has now been reclaimed by nature in many respects.
So the project that the Lion Saltworks is involved in is delivering an education programme. So over the past 3 years we've worked with 10 local schools every year. We've gone into schools and we've worked with children, and at the start of the day they don't really know that much about their local heritage and their local history, and by the end of the day you can just see this passion and enthusiasm that can be captured and instilled in them, and it's absolutely fantastic, and it's all thanks to Saltscape.
Today we're at the site of the Aldershire Works, where they were producing salt, I believe from early Roman times through to the Victorian period. So today we're looking for some of the buildings associated with the salt works, and hopefully we're going to look for one of the canal arms as well. Community archaeology is always really important because it brings the community together. It gets people in touch with their local heritage. It gets them outdoors. It also forges new friendships as well. It's good for people to get involved in archaeology, because in the past archaeology has been very limited to professionals, academics. So it really brings archaeology to the people, and it lets them get in and have a go. For those who can't go to university for whatever reason, but have always wanted to do it, it lets them get in there and have a go, hands-on.
I'm really interested in the history of the area here, because I also got interested in the salt industry around here particularly. When I found that this was coming, the dig was coming to, it really inspired my imagination. I really wanted to get involved in it, yes, and I found actually doing it is wonderful, being out of the fresh air and actually doing the physical work is very satisfying.
Well, landscapes are really important because they're so particular to a place, and it's not just about drop-dead gorgeous landscapes with designations like national parks or areas of outstanding natural beauty and all of those. It's about all those places that have a particular character and a particular feel that means that people are really connected to them. And that sense of place is really important to people, and it's really hard to quantify or describe.
Well, I've really enjoyed volunteering for Saltscape. Basically, I've been involved with clearing invasive native species, rhododendron clearing, Himalayan balsam. I've also attended 2 week-long archaeological digs, local people doing local things for the local heritage.
The heritage skills has been a key part of the Saltscape Landscape Partnership from the start, and the idea of it is to get people living within the Saltscape to engage with the heritage of the landscape that they're living in. The heritage skills courses that we've run have had a broad range of topics, from some of the rural crafts, hedge laying, charcoal making, coppicing, things like that.
So I work for the Mersey Forest, and we've been involved in actually delivering a project. It's working to support landowners who have woodlands on the valley sides within the Weaver Valley, and these woodlands are special woodlands. They're called ancient semi-natural woodlands, which are very rare. These woodlands have been around since before 1600. They contain unusual species and they're really valuable. There's only 2% of the UK's land coverage is of ancient semi-natural woodlands, and so they're a really valuable habitat for biodiversity, but also our heritage of our country as well.
Each year we produce 3 projects, one that focuses on video, one that focuses on audio, and one that focuses on photography. We wanted to use a project to both document what's been going on with the Saltscape, but also use media as a vehicle of learning for those young people so they can connect to their local environment and what's been going on. Some highlights from recently is working with local primary schools doing podcasting workshops, so showing the young people how to record their own voices, put music over the top of them and then broadcast their own little radio shows. We worked with Cheshire College producing videos where the students all got to plan, prep, go out, shoot, edit and then produce their own videos.
Through Saltscape, Heritage Lottery has offered me an incredible range of really cool opportunities that I'm really excited about. With my previous jobs, I was getting great experience, but it was only in one kind of small area. But with Saltscape, I've been here about a month and already I've done restoring mileposts, I've done archaeology, I'm going to run a how to exhibit kind of training course.
So Cheshire Wildlife Trust role in Saltscape is to work with local wildlife sites. These are sites classified by the Trust as important, particularly for wildlife in Cheshire. So through the project we've funded habitat management work, including stock fencing, which is a really important beneficial activity for grassland management for wildlife. So in the final year the Trust has got 3 more sites lined up for habitat management works. 2 of those are grassland sites that have scrubbed over, so we'll be removing that scrub to revert it back to grassland. We hope to produce a wildlife guide of the unique wildlife that you can find in the Saltscape area. So, for example, the presence of salt. You get some plants usually associated with the coast in Cheshire. We've also got some canal and river trust sites that we'd like to write management plans for as well.
We've done quite a few events, just one-day events, maybe green woodworking or charcoal making, and they've been really good. I mean, it's always been a partnership, no matter what we've done, either working with Saltscape and or even Friends of Anderton and Marbury. We did a lovely trail which links the Lion Salt Works with the Anderton boat lift, and that takes people in and around the whole of the Northwich Woodlands just about, which is 5.5 miles trail. And it tells that fascinating story of the history of salt and what's actually made this landscape the way it is and how it looks. What's the experience that we've had with Saltscape? It's been a very, very positive one. Going back to that word partnership, it's supporting one another on events so you can bring in expertise from other areas. By and large, we're still, I think, involved in sort of looking after what you can see behind us, big green spaces here at the Northwich Woodlands, which is about 1,000 acres.
Saltscape for us has been a really key partnership project. So as well as sitting on the steering group, we're also delivering individual elements. So that includes the Anderton Toll buildings, restoration of 2 little key buildings at the foot of the boat lift, nature conservation, which is wetland site improving habitat conditions there, and also looking at water quality on the Weaver navigation itself. The restoration of a swing bridge at Vale Royal, which is a key access point across the river. And it's just great to be able to just meet up with other people and share ideas, and sort of see progress and how we might be able to continue to work together in the future.
It's been an amazing 3 years working with Saltscape. There's been so many different projects at so many different places, and I can't really believe how quickly the 3 years have passed by. Personally, my favourite element of it has been getting to meet all the other people from all the different projects. I've learned so much about the environment, so much about Saltscape and how things that we've done in the past and things that we're doing now are affecting it. It felt like every time I go to deliver a workshop, I was becoming more and more au fait with the local area and how its history had affected it. But it was also great, just a fantastic partnership where people focused on what they do best, and I think that's ended up in a project that has really got a lot out of lots of different areas of the community. It's been fantastic for us working part of Saltscape.